the setup, right? It's always good to have a good setup as you're going through, and so the third video is a setup. So as you noticed, I am using just a camera setup where I have me in the corner and a screen share. This is with this software came with my webcam, but you can also use a software called OBS, which is free, and that allows you to do very much the exact same thing. I'm sure there are others out there that do the same thing as well. There's also Vidyard, which is a more expensive option and has a little bit more bells and whistles built in. But really, you don't even need to get that fancy. And if you just do a screen share where you have where you don't have your face, that's also pretty good. So once again, today's video, we're going to talk about right now this video, because it's all in one day. So we're going to talk about the setup. So the setup is pretty simple, which is you have an Excel spreadsheet. Your Excel spreadsheet, I like to use Google Drive, so it's collaborative. But I'm just going to put topics in here as I go through. So that way, if I have any notes or pointers that I want to make, I might be able to do so. So here I was just doing some topical research. But really, let's just bring this down a little bit. We're going to say, video 1 is the intro video. Video 2 was the research topics video. Video 3 was setup. And um, depending on who's doing the editing for you and if there are any notes you might have here. So first of all, I'm going to insert one above, and I'm going to have the headers. So I'm really lucky to have Jerome, who I've worked with a lot on videos, so I don't need to do this third component. But if you're working with somebody brand new, maybe you've never had any experience with them, or your videos might be a little bit more complicated, you want to have some kind of indication of when when a video ends and when a video begins. That's going to really speed things up. So some people will do something like a click. That way, they'll just know that's the audio stops. That's the end of the video. I might have done a 3, 2, 1, so that way Jerome can pick up right away. That is the next video, and he doesn't need to sit there and start searching. Or you might do a timestamp, which is also a really great option. And just you have a clock over there, and you're looking at your clock, and you're saying, I started at this time. Then this is 2 minutes in. This is 4 minutes and 37 seconds in. This is 5 minutes and 13 seconds in. All of those are pretty good. Now, the nice thing about a timestamp also is if you do want a little bit of a higher level of editing, which is not the purpose of this video, then you can also say at timestamp X, let's put in a picture of a dog. So that's also pretty great. But generally speaking, I don't think you need to get too fancy on this, and I'm pretty lucky to have Jerome, so that's that. All right, so that was the setup. I guess one more thing on the setup. Sorry, going back. So that's actually two good points. One is just keep speaking. You make a mistake, don't worry about it. The point here is not to be perfect. The point here is to get a lot of information out really quickly. So that's fine. Um, However, if you miss something, you wanted to add it in at the end, so you could put that in the notes here and say, video 5 is me adding in something to video 4. Just make sure you edit that in. So that's a pretty good one. Now, where do you put these videos once they're done? In this series, I'm really doing it simply where I'm doing one long video, which makes it a lot easier. But Google Drive is a great option. It's a collaborative tool where you can share stuff. There is there's Dropbox as well. It's a paid option. Pretty much also Google Drive is a paid option once you get to a certain amount of storage. And then you have like WeSend which is a free option. So really there are a lot of different options that you could send videos over. Just that's pretty easy. And if you're doing a lot of smaller, shorter videos, I do like to have like a Google Drive, like a collaborative folder. And then what you would just do is you do like a new folder, and you'd call this videos. Oops. And then in this folder, I'll have, let's say, two folders. One will be called it unedited, and then I'll have another folder called edited. So that's really just the setup. And then as the person editing it, maybe it's you, maybe it's not, which now gave me the idea for the next video, which is if you're doing the editing yourself. Let's do that. All right. Great. So that was video I guess, video 4.